Hey Algebra 2, welcome to lesson 60. Okay, we're talking about direct and inverse variation. Okay, let me give you a disclaimer. That means let me give you like a special note before we start this. The way I'm going to teach you this lesson is different than in the book. The reason why is because when you read the problems, to me, it's going to be more obvious and more natural that you're going to set it up as a proportion problem than if you were to set it up as this equation that they give you. Watch my way that I do it. If you don't like the way that I do it, it's totally fine to turn off the video and use the method in the book. The method in the book is very straightforward. It's going to show it to you very easily. There's an equation to use, and you can do it just fine by yourself. And you can ask me questions to verify if you're understanding it correctly. I just don't see I would teach both ways on the video if I thought it was beneficial, but I actually think it's going to confuse you more if I teach both ways on the video. Okay, so I'm just going to stick to one way that seems the natural way. Okay, so if you're going to go with the way I'm about to teach you, you need to write down these two proportions just so we can get into the habit of using them. Then when you have a direct proportion, it's A over A equals B over B, nothing changes. But when you have an inverse proportion, it's A1 over A2 equals B2 over B1. You flip this. Okay, you flip this. Okay. So look what it says in example 1. The number of boys in every classroom of a school varies directly. Okay, boom, we're on this one right here, the easy one. Varies directly as the number of girls. Okay, so that means A is boys, B is girls, and we can put that. So we can use G, we're going to use G over G equals, B over B, it's example 1. Equals G over G, okay? This is 1, 2, 1, 2. Nothing changes, nothing flips, okay? That's how you're gonna set that one up, okay? Direct proportion. That means that in one room there are 8 boys to 2 girls. That's the first room. B1 is 8, G1 is 2. If there are 5 girls in the other room, so that's G2, 5 girls in the other room, how many boys are in this room? That's X, or B, whatever you want to call it. Crisscross and multiply. You have 8 times 5 is 40 equals X times 2 is 2X, so X is 20. And there's your answer, 20. There are 20 boys, okay, in that room, because it's a direct proportion, okay? Example 2. The number of revolutions per minute varies inversely, or on this one, as the number of teeth in the gear. So let's set it up. We have revolutions per minute, that's R. R1, R2 equals the number of teeth. Let's say T, okay? T2, T1. We flip this. That the second T is the one on top, the first T is the one on the bottom. So look what it says. If 40 teeth, that's T1, result in 100 RPM, that's 100 R1, the first one's mentioned. What would be the RPM, that's going to be our X, if there were 30 teeth? And that's going to be your T2, because it's the second one mentioned. So let's set up our proportion. 100 over X equals 30 over 40. Crisscross and multiply. 40 times 100 is 4,000 equals 30X. So you divide by 30, and you get 400 over 3, which is 133.3333, or 133 1/3. Okay, and that is your answer. Okay, look at example 3. Example 3. The number of clowns was directly proportional. Direct, we're on this one. To the number of performers. So we're gonna have C1 over C2, that's clowns, equals P1 over P2. Okay, that's performers. If there were 40 clowns when there were 20,000 performers, how many clowns would be there, that's our X, if there were 12,000 performers? So we set it up, 40 over X equals 20,000 over 12,000. We crisscross and multiply. That's gonna be 480,000 equals 20,000x. Divide by 20,000, that's gonna be, take that, 24. 48 over 2, which is 24. Okay? So, stop the video, use the equations in the book, or use the proportions set up here. Okay? When it says direct, you use that one. When it says inverse, you use that one. So go ahead and try your practice, and we'll come back and check the answers. Okay guys, so letter A is 24 and letter B is 90. If you need an explanation, let's do it here. The first one was direct. So we had blue birds over red birds. So we had 12 and 3 for the first one, and then we were looking for the other blue birds when there were 6 red birds. Crisscross and multiply, we get 72 divided by 3, so that's 24. Over here for letter B, we're using inverse. So we had R1 for revolutions over R2 equals T2 over T1. I confused myself at first, so I put the 60 in the T2 place. I shouldn't have done that. So it's 150 for R1. We're looking for R2. T1 was 60 and T2 was 100. Crisscross and multiply and you get 90 for your answer. If you have any questions, just let me know. Bye.